While South Africa has passed the first wave of the COVID-19 pandemic, experts warn that infections could surge again as life starts to normalize under more relaxed public health measures. Today on our social newscast, we chat to Fiona Hoadley, who's the co-owner of Coconut Jazz and an UbuntuCare partner, how the manufacturing of masks is able to create jobs for nearly 150 seamstresses and the potential for growing this initiative. You're listening to me, Sam Marshall, on our social newscast. Talk to us a little bit about your organization and the work that it does.
Well, UbuntuCare actually started as a response to COVID. I personally am in the clothing industry, and when lockdown happened, obviously the clothing industry was hit quite hard, and the obvious thing to do was make masks, but I didn't feel very comfortable trying to make a living out of making masks. So I approached Dr. Frederick Moret, who runs Western Cape on Wellness, to see if we could develop an initiative that could create masks and employment. So we came up with a model where we would use community seamstresses to make masks, and we would use the Western Cape on Wellness Health Network to distribute those masks for free to the most vulnerable communities at that time. And so that's how UbuntuCare started, and it grew so quickly into something that we knew couldn't just disappear after masks. So we're already working on a couple of other projects under the UbuntuCare umbrella, and they will all be non-profit initiatives. But to date, we've employed over 240 community seamstresses who were left utterly destitute during COVID or during the lockdown. And we will, by the end of our project, we will have distributed almost 500,000 masks to vulnerable communities. We've had amazing donors come forward. We also sell the masks in clicks and discs, and with every purchase of those masks, more masks are going to go into the communities that need them the most. All those masks for clicks and discount are also made disadvantaged or previously disadvantaged seamstresses. So it is a very nice circular model, and we felt we put so much into UbuntuCare, and we realized how much opportunity there was to empower especially women in the communities through these kinds of projects. We see it going forward beyond masks, whenever that may be, into something that is a much more sustainable source of income for community people.
Just tell me about the women, and I think it's about 400 seamstresses and craftspeople that you guys have engaged, or you've started with a smaller number, and that's the plan. But the kind of women that you're working with, just share with us a little bit their backgrounds and where they come from.
Well, some of them work with organizations like Sakulwazi Hub is a community organization that is situated in Philippi. So they were already established. They do gardening, and they had a small sewing room, but obviously they had no work for it. So we started there, and they quickly ramped up, and we started putting out feelers for other small community organizations, wide variety. We work with organizations. They've all set themselves up, but some of them have 10 people. And we also work with people who are one person working from their home, just making as many masks. And families have come together where the father we deliver cut work to them and all the trims and everything. And the father sorts them, and the mother stitches them, and the children pack them in their bags. So they've brought families together to create an income for their households, which is quite wonderful. So it ranges, but basically they were all people. We started in our own factory just to get the project off the ground, which were obviously people who all had jobs. But that's fallen away. They're no longer in the mix. And people have approached us from all over the peninsula, but all people who basically have had nothing left after lockdown. So we've been able to employ them almost 24/7. And we're still getting seamstresses coming to us, and we're still in a very fortunate position where we can give work to anyone who comes to us at this point.
You talked about Clicks as one of the distribution partners, but
Yes.
partnership is such a critical thing, and how valuable has it been for UbuntuCare?
It has been absolutely crucial because the Health Foundation is an amazing organization. It's a very transparent organization. It's completely non-profit, and they are doing this with administering all the funds, which has made it so much easier for us to get donor funds because it's going through such a transparent organization and such a well-regarded NPO. Our other partner, which is Western Cape Government, Wellness on Western Cape, has given us access to networks of distribution because they know where the masks are needed the most. So we don't end up just sort of flinging masks out there and hoping they land where they're needed. They have an incredibly well set up network for other chronic medication. They are in a position to see where there are COVID spikes and masks are urgently needed. Clicks Clicks and Dischem are an integral part of the partnership because it allows the public to be involved. By purchasing a mask, you are basically donating masks on the other side. So without the partnership, none of all those different partnerships, without them, none of this would have been possible. It would have just been a clothing factory making masks and selling them to the public and hopefully making a profit, and that would be at the end of that. So the partnerships are crucial. They're essential.
Final question from me. If organizations want to get involved, they want to find out more about the project and how they can either become a distribution partner or just share the model with you, where can they go, Fiona?
We've got a website, UbuntuCare.org. So a lot of the information is on there, and all of our contact details. Harry Granger from the Health Foundation, my contact details, a little bit of the story about the mask project. And what we will do on that website is, as we're busy working on other projects at the moment, and we will add those projects to it as well.